first of all, happy birthday to my wife, Julie. Fantastic lady, really. And I thank her for everything she does in support of yours truly. Very lucky. And then I want to thank all of you. We learned about, 45 minutes ago that On Power is #1 nonfiction on the New York Times bestseller list. That's always thanks to you. I'm sure they're always grinding their teeth over there. But that, again, is thanks to you. I think those of you who pre-ordered the book, those of you who are acquiring the book now, you're really desirous of helping to save the country and promote ideas and pass them on to your kids and other people. It's just so important that you're the kind of citizens you are, the kind of patriots that you are. None of this would be possible. It really takes a team effort. It really does. All of us together. All of us together. Will I still have access to a microphone? I think these national town hall meetings are crucially important. Crucially. And I want to thank you all who have embraced the book and the substance in the book, and I know it'll be very, very useful to you, to all of us. To all of us. And that's the goal. It's the goal when I sit down and write something. It's the goal when we communicate with each other and communicate with others. Crucially important. The individuals, 5 of whom were shot at Fort Stewart, Georgia, several hours ago, and their families, we wish them all the best. We really don't know a whole lot about this, the suspect, but more importantly, the victims. So our hearts go out to them and their family. You know, you're on a military base. It's a very big military base. A lot of people know each other and so forth, and your mission is the same. Your oath is the same. You have your family members with you, people sacrificing, and you don't expect this to happen. So we want to wish all those families all the best. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've spent a lot of time talking about gerrymandering. Gerrymandering goes back to the early 1800s. It's named after Governor Gerry in Massachusetts. The Democrats have been much more successful and vicious in gerrymandering than Republicans. Massachusetts doesn't have a single Republican representative in the House of Representatives, not one. Something truly wrong with that. Maryland has 8 representatives, 1 Republican representative. Something is truly wrong with that. Illinois is 17 representatives, 3 of whom are Republicans. Everybody points to their map how preposterous it is. And there's the governor, a bloated, stupid-looking man who inherited a fortune, bought his way into power, signed the most outrageous gerrymandering in the whole country, and that says something. That's where the Democrats from Texas escape to complain about gerrymandering. And he cheers them on. They think you're stupid. They think you don't know. California, 52 congressional seats. 43 are Democrat. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. In New York, 19 Democrats, 7 Republican. Now, in none of these states, as blue as they are they so blue as to have no Republican representatives or so few Republican representatives? So they've gerrymandered these blue states, the Democrats. Maybe they can squeeze a few more Republicans out. Maybe not. And then, of course, they started with a base that was totally bastardized by the Census Bureau, as we talked about last night. They made mathematical errors, don't you know, as Hans von Spakovsky pointed out in his great piece a few years back at the Heritage Foundation, that it was outrageous. It cost the Republicans about 5 seats. But to hear these Democrats, to hear what they're saying, is so over the top, so outrageous. You wonder why people, seriously, people are violent, even take up arms in politics today? Just listen to the language. Listen to this language. You have a state representative from Texas, Yolanda Jones, on the Don Lemon show today. Now, which means nobody heard it. Don Lemon is a moron. That's why he's no longer even on cable TV. I don't even think he's even on airport radar. He's on nobody's radar. But I want you to listen to this nut job. And, of course, Don Lemon doesn't push back. Listen to this nut job. Cut one, go.
And then integration happened and everybody thought they accept us. They don't accept us. They are showing us who they are. We should believe them. And we better have the courage to stand up. Otherwise, we will fall for anything. And in this country, we will be defeated, deported. I mean, we will lose all of our rights.
What is she talking about? So black people will be defeated, deported, and lose all their rights because of gerrymandering? So it's race, when it has absolutely nothing to do with race. Zero. Go ahead.
It can't happen. It can. And I will liken this to the Holocaust. People are like, well, how did the Holocaust happen? How was somebody in a position to kill all them people? Well, good people remain silent.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I get so sick of these damnable politicians who sit there and these words just trickle off their lips this way. They keep talking about the Holocaust and Hitler. The Holocaust and Hitler. They compare it to gerrymandering. I mean, folks, they don't support Israel, these leftists. They support the enemy. And yet they keep talking about the Holocaust in Israel. They don't mean it. Look how fast she says it. It doesn't even slow down. What happened in the Holocaust? Go ahead.
Or good people didn't realize that what happens to them...
By the way, let me say this to our friend Megyn Kelly. I don't know what you're thinking these days. I don't know what you're saying these days. I just see these little clips. Has somebody said Israel is never wrong or you're not allowed to criticize Israel? Does she read the newspaper? Does she watch TV? Does she listen to the radio? Does she listen to her friends Tucker and Bannon and the rest of them? What do you mean you're not allowed to criticize Israel? Israel's criticized all the time. Israel's criticized by Israelis all the time. That's not the issue. America's criticized all the time. America's criticized by Americans all the time. That's not the issue either. We're not talking about criticizing Israel. We're talking about questioning the very existence of the state of Israel and the survivability of its people. That's what people like me are speaking out against, not criticisms against Israel. I mean, how ridiculous. And these people who talk like this, give platforms to people who aren't just criticizing Israel. They're attacking its very existence. Now, I'll be the truth teller around here. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I've about had it up to here. They don't talk about any other country on the face of the earth this way. None. None. Why is that? Anyway, let's go on. Not with her. Let's go to Elisa Slotnick, Democrat, Michigan. This woman ran as a moderate Democrat. She's no moderate Democrat. She voted against any support for Israel whatsoever. In other words, voted against the existence of Israel. Because, of course, Israel is facing enemies that are very well armed, that have all kinds of weaponry, and, of course, are terrorists. That's the bottom line. That's the point. That's the point. But listen to her. And this is a self-hating Jew, this Slotkin. She's decided that's what it takes to be a Democrat. It's like listening to this guy Shapiro, the governor there, and the things that he's saying. To be a Democrat, you really have to come out and hate Israel. You understand, Megan? It's not about criticizing Israel. It's about detesting Israel. Go ahead.
I'm going to urge and encourage blue states like a California or a Chicago or a Illinois, to do the same thing. I don't want to do that.
Illinois already did the same thing, moron. And California did the same thing a long time ago, moron. In fact, California changed its voting system to this ranked voting system like New York City did to ensure, as best as they can, that only Democrats will get elected in many of these districts. Go ahead.
I want the country to have a completely nonpartisan drawing of the lines based on...
There will never be a completely nonpartisan drawing of the lines. Perhaps you've never heard of the Constitution of the United States that leaves this to the states. Then I hear, well, let's leave it to experts. We leave nothing to experts. They're the worst. The worst. You see where these impartial, objective judges have brought us that the Democrats appoint? Radical left-wingers for life? You see that? No, I don't think so. Go ahead.
But if they're going to do that and go nuclear, so am I.
Oh, aren't you a sweetheart? Aren't you clever? If they're going to do it, so am I. You already did it, buffoon. And they picked the two states, two of which are the worst, California and Illinois. Then you got this guy Pritzker, who signed the law in 2021 to turn the congressional districts like a pretzel in the state of Illinois, so it's 14-3, which is outrageous in that state. And there he is on Cobert's show, of all places, of course. And this is why Cobert is about to be gone. Because he's monotonous. Anyway, go ahead. Cut 3.
I think he literally called them or wrote them and said, hey, I need 5 seats. Go redraw this.
And the
no,
way
he didn't write them and say, I need 5 seats. And there he's talking to Pritzker. Go ahead.
It is taking voting rights away from black and brown people. They're literally obliterating districts.
Oh, yes, the whole thing is racist because we all know Republicans are racist and Democrats are not, right? Isn't that it? You know, a lot of the fighting that goes over gerrymandering seats in blue states is Democrat versus Democrat, white Democrat versus black or Hispanic Democrat. And these white left-wing Democrats, much like Pritzker, they don't like to lose their power. They don't like to lose their seats. Now, Pritzker has really done nothing. He inherited billions. And he signed one of the most outrageous gerrymander laws, according to the experts, who are nonpartisan, of course, in the country. Go ahead.
The Voting Rights Act. So this is going to end up in court if they actually are able to do it. But the Texas House Democrats are trying to stop them from doing it, and they're in Illinois to protect all of the people of the country.
Oh, that's it. That's why they're in Illinois, to protect the whole country. Because we know that's what Democrats do. They protect the whole... Just listen to the language of these people.